Hello everyone, I am Walt. This is the Enlightened Life series. Today we are talking about how to move on from betrayal, okay? This can be a betrayal in a romantic relationship, a betrayal in a friendship, a betrayal in your family, it can be a betrayal in your company, it can be a betrayal in your finances, it can be a betrayal in almost anything, okay? And this is really getting to how do we get over somebody lying to us, somebody, like cheating on us, somebody doing the wrong thing to us, somebody, doing these kind of things. Because the truth in your life is that there's going to be betrayal of some sort, okay? Of some ideas. And the thing is, you're going to need to be able to accept those kind of things and move on from them. A lot of people have issues accepting things that they think don't go according to their lives, where, it's either a minor thing that changes or it's a, major betrayal, they think, by somebody. I have, I want to say, a great uncle or somebody here who, like a great uncle in the other context. Anyway, somebody who was given land when their father died, but it wasn't the land they thought they were going to get. They were the first son, they thought they were going to get, all the land and stuff, and instead they just got a part of it. And so this guy didn't speak to his family for about 20 years, okay? Because he felt betrayed by the fact that this land had gone to somebody else. What's the point of that, okay? What's thinking that, I'm going to be betrayed by the fact that I didn't get exactly the land that I wanted, okay? That's going to happen to you. There are going to be times where people will promise you things and they won't deliver, okay? There will be times where people are going to betray you. So, how do we get over that? How do we get on from that? How do we get over betrayal? That's probably what you're here for, how to get past that. So, now that I've introduced the topic, let's just dive into it. The thing you need to do first is to accept what happened. Now, this sounds pretty simple. You're like, I can accept what happened. I don't like it, but I can accept it. That's what happened. I remembered that this person did this thing, and this thing was bad. Okay? Instead of accepting all that emotional stuff on top of it, just accept what kind of action occurred, what kind of betrayal happened. Because a big part of why we feel betrayal, okay? Well, there are a few different components, but one of the biggest types is perfectionism. We think that the world should play out how we want it to, We think that our partner should always be loyal to us, kind of stuff. We think that our businesses should always do well, nobody should cheat in them. We think that, all these kind of things should play out perfectly, should play out fairly, okay? But the truth is that a lot of things in life will not play out fairly. The whole phrase, life isn't fair. But you don't need to become pessimistic about that. It's just accepting the idea that sometimes things are going to go awry. And one of the reasons people really feel betrayed is because they feel like an opportunity is gone forever, okay? They feel like, since this one person has cheated on me, I'll never find someone else again. They think because this, business went down, I'll never build another business. They think because I, had this my teacher said I was going to be able to get a passing grade and I failed this thing. Oh, I've been betrayed by this kind of stuff. And so really it's about fairness. People think this isn't fair. I was promised one thing, or I thought I was going to get this one thing and I got this other thing I don't like as much. Or I got this bad thing and instead of getting a good thing. And that's really what betrayal is. Getting something that you didn't wanted, grammar can be hard sometimes when you're doing these walk and talks for a long period, but whatever. Let's get back to it. So betrayal is just one of those things where it's going to happen in one form or another, and it hurts, okay? So it's okay to feel some of that hurt, okay? If you don't feel that you're being hurt, then that's pretty unusual. When somebody just betrays you and you're just being all cool with it, it doesn't really make sense from a normal human perspective. But one thing is to not do something where you're going to just wallow in it all the time. Don't just sit around being like, how could this have happened? And just keep asking yourself how, and never really just giving yourself closure and an answer. You can feel bad about something for a period of time. That's all fine. It's just when you keep going on it, then it's a problem. Time heals all wounds kind of component. Now, this can be really hard in different things, particularly with different hard lines of betrayals, romantic betrayals, business betrayals, all these kind of things where you thought you were building something great and then it's all coming down in shambles. And that can hurt. It can hurt to lose things. You can feel really angry about it. I want to get rid of this person. I want to get back at them. But the thing is, what you need to do in the long run here is accept what has happened. Accept that, you know what, this thing didn't work out. I was betrayed by this person. But then don't give up your faith in humanity, because you can realize that on top of accepting what has happened, accept that there are also more opportunities than you could ever take, okay? There are more amazing people out there than you could ever come up with, you could ever think of. So if you lose, if you're betrayed by your partner, for example, there are plenty more people out there for you at whatever age, okay? Now, continue on from there. If you're betrayed in a business, there are always great business partners, great investors, all these kind of things. If you're betrayed by somebody in your family, while you can't always throw out your family, you can also talk to these people about it, because what you first need to do here is accept it, okay? You want to understand what somebody did and why they did it. As painful as that is, it can be good to get closure on these kind of things. So figure out what kind of betrayal exactly occurred. And if the details are like too painful, don't get all the details. Just get enough that it's going to give you closure, okay? Get enough to know what kind of betrayal occurred. Now that this betrayal has occurred, realize that there is an opportunity here for the next thing, for the next business, the next person, the next whatever it is, okay? The next conversation. Whatever you feel like you were betrayed in, be it the biggest betrayal of all time or the smallest here, you can forgive for yourself, basically, okay? And this means basically just accept what has happened, and then accept that there are so many great opportunities ahead of you, and go after them. Because, once you've moved on to the next thing, okay, moved on from the betrayal, then you can really achieve. Now, this can be difficult when it comes to family betrayals, or people you were sure are always going to be with you, and then they betray you, and then you feel like, I can't be around these people kind of stuff because of that. That can be very tough. I will agree with that. But the thing is, you really need to be able to move on. Now, sometimes this stuff will keep you down for a week or two kind of thing, and you'll have a hard time getting over it. You'll try, and you won't always succeed. But if it keeps going, if it keeps persisting, if it turns into, this kind of toxic situation where you just really can't get over it, like the one I described at the beginning here, where it went on for like 20 years, then you really instead need a mentality that can get over betrayal. So a lot of the time you'll be betrayed, time will heal you there. But if that's not the case, then go after accepting what has happened, okay? Just try to really accept what has happened. What did this person do to betray you? And then after you do that, accept that there is an abundance of opportunity here, that you can make back all you have lost, and then so much more. Once you accept that, you can go on to live a better and better life. Now, I'm going to leave you with another example, I believe, that is out of How to Win Friends and Influence People. And this example is one where a bank betrays these two guys, because it's back in the 1800s, before the FDIC and all that kind of jazz. And suddenly here, the bank has failed. All the people have grabbed up their money. It's a fractional banking system, so the bank forecloses there. It's going to crash. Not the right term, sorry. I was thinking of a capitalization problem. Anyway, back to the example. So the bank fails, okay? You have a failure in a bank. Forget some of my jargon there. It wasn't exactly correct in this case. But say your bank is going to fail. It's going to run to the ground for these two people. And now they don't have their money. One of these people here just feels betrayed for so long. They feel like, how could I have lost my life savings? I worked so long on this, this is so horrible. Versus the other guy is saying, well, this is a great loss. I know it's a great loss that I lost my life savings, but I can work hard and I can get it back. And within a 2-year period of time, I believe as the story goes here, one of the guys who worked hard at it, accepted the situation, moved on and made back all his money. The other guy wallowed in his pain and never made back a dime of it. So that's the thing here about betrayal. There will be betrayals in your life. It's not something you want. It's not something, you desire, but it will happen. So if you can accept it and move on from it here. So accept what has happened here, and then accept that there are so many more opportunities to go to. Then you can do what these two guys did. The story might have been out of Think and Grow Rich, or I think that's where it's from, actually, not How to Influence and Influence People. But both of those books are great reads, so check them out if you haven't already. If you like auditory books like I do, then check them out online. There are plenty of good resources for getting your audiobooks there. But yeah, that's how you move on from Betrayal. Let me know how helpful this was, and I will see you guys next time with our next video. I am Walt. I'll see you then.